What's up, everybody? Oh, coming and going, coming and going. What up? What up? Are we all awake yet? Not everybody. Good, Jay. Man, how are you? I've been talking about doing a live for a long time. I figured today was a good day to do it. Just got to try to remember not to smoke in front of the camera and get myself in trouble again. Figured I would jump on here and see. You know, man. I get tired of talking about the same thing to myself, so I figured I'd take some questions from everybody else. How's the volume, by the way? Can you hear my washer and dryer going in the background? Thank you. Dope. I don't really have any topics necessarily to speak about. Just kind of here to involve myself with the chat. Thought I would try to figure out a way to bring people up at some point, but we'll see where we get. Thank you. It's kind of hard to call it my content sometimes. I don't know where the knowledge even comes from. I feel like an imposter syndrome. I feel that all the time, constantly. Like all the time I feel that way. Yeah, I would love some questions. I'm treating the day pretty good, Dave. I'm went to the grocery this morning. Started a vegetarian diet, vegetarian lifestyle. So I went there and got a little bit of crab meat. I will say I did do that. How do you feel about the shift that's been happening? I feel like I'm constantly waiting on something. Yeah. I think the point is to quit doing that. I feel that way too. I've been experiencing a lot of synchron. Yeah, me too, all the time. It's independent, right? It's individual. So like, what does it mean to you? The vegetarian diet. I just feel like murdering anything that protects its children is wrong. And there's something weird about it. You know, it's like we've been lied to about so many things. And I guess maybe the Secret Covenant definitely hit me in the feels. And I was like, oh, shit. Anything that protects its young, man, I feel like is probably shouldn't be eating it. It's awake in there. It knows what's going on. Like we have this idea that animals are just beneath us. And I'm like, bro, they know what's going on and they live in alignment with reality better than we do. Like if anything, they should be eating us. That's how I feel about it, I guess. Well, so the first thing you do with getting over thinking the same shit over and over is just notice that you're doing it. And then literally manually insert a new thought. Because it's patterns, it's not a choice to continuously think about the same shit. It's just your brain is feeding you these endless loops and you just break them up. Get in there, insert something manually. System override. You are the controller of it. It's just been kind of like on a autopilot for so long that it's just created these patterns and you just get in there and go, nah, not that one. We're changing that one today. I don't listen to Alan Watts. I don't listen to much of anything. I catch probably as much as everybody else on TikTok here and there. Like the the most I've listened to Alan Watts is look at this. Restricted already. Whatever, dude. Yeah, I don't listen to a lot of anybody. I listen to Alan Watts, Overthinker. You ever heard the song Overthinker that samples Alan Watts? I listen to that a lot. Person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about but thoughts and loses touch with reality. That's quite literally what's happened to most people, including myself for the longest time. Morning, brother. TikTok has been trash. I mean, listen, go within. That's why it's been trash. There's nothing out there to learn. It's all inside of you. Love what you said about the language the other day. Is truly source of manipulation. Yeah, language is a virus. It's for sure a virus. I got this book. I don't even know if I can show it or not, but I'm already restricted. I get restricted every time I go live, no matter what I do. I don't think I hit my vape in front of the camera. This is the book that I got the other day. Tongue, A Cognitive Hazard by Chase, what's his name? Gosh, I don't even know. Chase Hughes, maybe? Yeah, Chase Hughes. I have a hard time looking into things because I like figuring things out for myself. So, can't go within because my internal world is by chemicals. Within has, there's this idea that like within means like in the body. Bro, within is your mind. Your mind is the only thing that exists. Everything else is a complete illusion. The body doesn't exist. None of it exists. I mean, in the sense that it doesn't exist the way we think it does. It's just, it's a ghost. Everything is kind of a ghost. Everything is kind of a projection of your inner state. So your inner state is quite literally just you, the you that's in there. Not the you that's like bound by all these stories, because we think that we have an identity. We don't. There's no identity. Yeah, neurochemistry. Like that also is nothing in the outside world is real in the way that you believe it to be. It's all a visual aid to the inner world. The inner world is the only thing that there is. There is no outer world. It doesn't exist in any capacity. It's a projection. It literally, reality is just a house of mirrors. It's all inner and it looks like it's outer, but it's not. None of it is. And it's super hard to understand, man. It's not easy for me to understand unless I go take a big copious amounts of shrooms. then I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Stop looking for yourself and others. You know? I mean, everyone you look at is you. In a way. It's your painting of them. Like we never actually see other people. We only ever see our interpretation of that person. Yeah, I know. I don't know. It's still, dude, I don't lean on crutches of any kind. I don't believe in them. So like if I think, man, there's something about me. Well, I'll tell you this, man. I was on all the antidepressants in the world. I was on all different kinds of medications in my last marriage. I was severely depressed, and I just quit taking all of it one day. I don't take Advil or Tylenol or any of those things anymore. When my body hurts, I think like, oh, it must need to heal there. That's what's going on. I just think everything is mental. It's hard to understand that unless you've seen it. I've seen it for myself. I know what it is. It's like, it's a hologram is the closest understanding I can give people. It's like a hologram. You emit vibrations and frequencies and it constructs the reality around you. Like it's a one player thing. Like when we interact with each other, we bump into other people's realities, but we all have our own. It's like I said the other day, it's like everyone's in their own little hamster ball. And you're bashing into each other sometimes, but it's just yours, and everything in it is you. So like your brain, if you scan the brain and you see the brain waves and you go, well, there's thought being made. No, thought's making the visual. It's just a visual aid for you to understand the inner world. Everything is a visual aid for you to understand the inner world. I don't buy into a lot, and I know people get upset about that, but I don't. I get tired of evolving sometimes, so quit doing it. There's no reason to. You can't evolve anyways. You're already the alpha omega. You're already everything that there is. We do get wrapped up in this idea of evolving, but you could just stop today and sit down and cross your legs and never move again, and you'd be as enlightened as anybody who's ever walked the earth. There's no need to go past that. It's a game we're all playing. It doesn't work that way, so it doesn't work that way for you. I don't know what that was even a response to, but the idea that anything doesn't work for other people is an egotistical statement. It's just the ego wanting to project its own truth on other people. But it's not. It's ignorance too. I do it. We all do it. It's a game called God. Yeah. It's a game called God, and you're a character in it. God just being the essence of existence. You know, everybody, that's the beautiful thing about it. When I go to the knowing and I sit in it, it's not like words, it's not information, it's not a download, it's a knowing. And in that knowing, I am aware that my reality is my reality and everybody has their own. And it's the most beautiful system imaginable, because not only will everybody get what they deserve, everybody always has. Like everyone always has. I get what they deserve is probably a bad way to put it. And that gets dicey, and there's a lot of things out there that will make you feel weird about saying that, like, you know, war and stuff like that. Innocent people getting hurt, that's a real big conundrum to go up against. But I kind of sometimes I look at it like, bro, I don't know any of those people. I don't even know that exists. People get so wrapped up in the internet thinking they know something. You don't know nothing, dog. Nobody does. That's the beauty of it. Nobody knows anything. Yeah, we're all the center of our own galaxy. I said this the other day, which I was, I had taken a few shrooms. You are the doorway between the infinite and the now. You're the bouncer at the door. You determine what comes through it. It has to be a coherent story or it'll wake you up. It has to fit. It has to look right. But just like in a dream, when you see something that's so out of alignment and you're like, oh shit, I'm dreaming. It's like that in real life when you wake up. You realize the whole thing is a dream. It works exactly the same way. And that's not, the bridge, dude. The bridge between the infinite and the now. You are literally the source of creation. Nothing is created without you. That's what we are. We're all here to create. And we've been trapped in this endless cycle of jobs and shit. So just create. What do you need? Why do you need films to see that? I don't need it to see that. I mean, it's like, I'll say it's my guru. People have their own gurus. People have other people, but I can't trust other people. None of you could be real. I mean, there's no reason to say that you guys are for sure. I want you to be. But like, if you're going to be completely logical about it, I've never experienced another person, just my version of them. Just like in a dream. When you have a dream about your parents and you wake up, who was playing your parents in that dream? You don't actively think it was you. So you trust a turd flower? Yeah. Whatever you want to call it. I trust me. It happens in me. I don't think that it gets in there and does. I don't think it creates anything that's not already there. I think it unlocks. So if we want to be scientific about it, when you do brain scans, someone on psilocybin, the brain activity goes down. Why? Because the brain is a restrictor. You have the infinite consciousness. Okay, think of it like the ether. We can use chakras in this if you want. Think of the ether as the library, like the internet for humans, which I think it genuinely is. That's what I believe it is. This is why ancient civilizations would build up on top of mountains to be in that energy. When you align your chakras, you become like a lightning rod for that. That's what a Kundalini awakening is. So your brain is working as a restrictor. It's like trying to fit the infinite through a keyhole. And when I take that shit, the whole door opens up and it just lets it pour in. So, everything in reality is you in some some way. So to think that it's a bad thing or somehow separate, I think is an illusion. You do have, yeah. You have. Not everybody. That's not a crutch. That's your idea. See, this is the problem with people and their ego when it gets super inflated. Like, that's not like, you have crystals and stuff. You have a bunch of crystals and stuff at your house. Like, what's your crutch? I would say a crutch is anything that you feel you need to lean on because you can't get on without it. I wouldn't say that I need that. I would say that I enjoy it. I would say that I use it as a medicine. I wouldn't say that it's a crutch. It's not a need. It's not preventing me from anything. I'm just fine without it. Didn't say that. I say whatever I want. I'll say whatever I want whenever I want. If you don't like it, you keep going. I don't understand. Like, go do your own live. Go do your own video. Yeah, this is fun. Oh, God, imagine the life you must live. It's sad. People look for things to argue because they don't have enough self-worth to sit in silence and feel validated. So they have to go seek out validation, try to stand on other people's backs to feel good about themselves. It's sad, really. But whatever. To each their own. I did that for a long time too. I think a lot of people did. It's a big hurdle to get over. It's a big hurdle to not allow other people to threaten your inner world. Yeah, it is part of it, man. It's all growing. Like, nobody, like, if we all sat in silence, we would all be enlightened, but we don't, do we? We have to come out of the silence sometimes, and that's where we have to learn how to communicate properly, learn how to interact. Edgar Casey, I have no idea who that is. I'm terrible with people, man. I don't look into much. What is, maybe you can give me an idea of what that person talks about. I'm up north. Yeah, I'm in Ohio. We need to forgive each other. We just need to realize that everybody, okay, so the idea of identity is an illusion. It's an illusion, quite literally, by definition. It's an illusion. It's something in your mind that doesn't exist physically. So when you get through the idea of you as an individual, you realize that what you are is you are observing this individual, and that the observer is observing everyone. So everyone at their very core is the exact same person. Person is a bad word for it, but the same source. Like, the odds are, outside of space and time, we're all living every life that there is. It's probably a lot closer to the egg theory. That'd be a good way to understand it, I think. Leave body and look into the Akashic records. I wouldn't see why that would be something that couldn't happen. But I would be hesitant. I'm hesitant to allow people to put laws on my reality. So if it goes in that direction, I'm usually out. Everyone is the mirror, is the echo. It really is, man. When you sit in the knowing, you realize it's just a house of cards. It's just a big house of mirrors. Everything's bouncing back at you. And that sends a lot of people down a dark path of solipsism. I don't know how many people are familiar with the term solipsism, but it's essentially when everybody's like, I'm God, I'm God, I'm God. That's the beginning of the awakening. Then you realize I'm nothing. Oh, thanks, whatever that was. That's pretty dope. Like, there is no self. No, there's no way to live a life wrong. In the infinite, it doesn't care. The infinite doesn't care at all. You care. What I think we are here to experience reality however we want, because only through experience can something exist. So we are the infinite unfolding itself, experiencing it, because only through experience can anything exist. Yeah. Well, God is this superstition. God is this thing that we created. What we truly are goes so far beyond words that we wouldn't comprehend it if we tried to mutter it. Like we could never wrap our heads around it truly. It's that's cool. You don't have to buy it, brother. I'm not selling it. I'm giving it away for free. If you don't want it, dog, don't take it. Most people aren't going to buy what I mean, most people aren't going to understand what I'm saying. I would never understand what I'm saying had I not been to the places I've been to. I would never know what the fuck I'm talking about. Not a chance in hell. I've sat in the white silence that is reality. Imagine a screen, like your phone screen, white, just white light, and then boom, whatever you want on there. It's whatever you want. White light through a prism is all colors. It's just white light. Yeah, I don't sell nothing to nobody, man. I don't care. I don't do TikTok to try to make money or to try to get famous. It's about the last thing I'd want to do anymore, honestly. I do it because I think it helps people. People message me and like, dude, you saved my life. And I'm like, that's next level crazy, and it makes me cry. And I want to quit doing this all the damn time. I don't want to, man. You talk about a target on your back. There's so many people out here selling all these artificial versions of the truth that's got all these characters in them that they don't understand. Every character in every story ever is you. All of them are you. Every one of them are you. I started watching a show last night with my wife, Percy Jackson, something. And they're talking about the gods, the I don't know, Greek gods or whatever. And the guy at the museum that they're at, he was like, every one of these characters is you, a part of yourself so deep that you probably don't recognize it. And that's exactly what everything is. Jesus is you, God is you, Satan is you, Krishna is you, Allah is you, everyone is you. It's a story about you. Who else would it be about? People lose the idea that they're the center of the universe. You are the center of your universe. Yeah, I mean, if we were all Fords, we'd be broke down by now, but we could all be GMCs, kind of like that. One day I will for sure. Man, anybody who wants to come on and do an episode of my podcast, message me, because that's going to be the best way for us to have a conversation. And I need to start doing that, because not for money, but for purpose. I've lost purpose. The never ending story is exactly what it is, dude. We're all just out here imagining shit. Just one big imagination. That's literally what it is. You can take all of these understandings and make them quite literally true, just like it literally is that. There's the natural world. We can attribute that to whatever we want. And then there's just everyone else's imagination. It's created quite literally the physical world we live in. It's weird though. It's kind of like you pop into reality, and then at some point I think you can just steer your own. And I don't really understand that too well. I want to do this little show where I go around and meet a bunch of people, and dude, I'm afraid to take my knowing any further. I'm afraid that I'll pop right out of reality. And I feel that in my physical body sometimes. I feel it like kind of like the humming when you do Dimitri. I feel that. I could be flat sober, dude, and I'd just be thinking some stuff, and I hear that, and I'm like, got a little too close. Don't fly too close to the sun. I wish to gain your perspective on the codex I've been putting together. It'll set all free. I'd love to see it. Have you seen English for the Truth that holds you? I haven't looked too much into language, but I understand, I think, what you're trying to say. It's like the words are still just bringing about an emotion. Like the idea that there's something words have, like hum the word. Does it lose its meaning? You know what I mean? Like people get on that. They're like, well, obviously we're human. People do that. I see those videos and I'm like, man, language cuts off reality. Language takes from reality. Language puts you away from reality. You want to categorize everything, just So I understand the idea, but I think like you can hum the word and it means the same, right? Yeah, that gets into like some Hebrew type stuff. I know that like language and numbers and all of that. I have never looked into it, honestly. There's a lot to say in a small chat. I'd like to see a message about it, though, for sure. I'd love to look into it. Does your wife have the same beliefs? No, not at all. My wife is a nurse and believes almost none of what I believe. And that's okay. I think it would actually be weird if she did. Like, what the fuck would our reality be then? Could you imagine? I think I'm God. She thinks she's God. The fights would be outrageous. I don't really think that I'm God. I think that I'm nothing. I'm just trying to be okay with that. Yeah, it's never really the thing. I agree, Jay. Midnight Gospel, I love it. Yeah, Midnight Gospel is based on Duncan Trussell's podcast. It's actual conversations that happen in the podcast, and then somebody takes and animates it. It's badass. I love it. I love it. Yeah, dude, my wife is like, now she has to believe some of what I say because she's slowed down on taking like ibuprofen and stuff. But I'm like, the body can heal, bro. The body can heal. I tell her, I'm like, listen, if the truth comes out, there'll be no medical industry at all. There'll be none. What would there need to be any for? The partner is waking up and remembering her true self. It's the best, guys, a state of awareness. I'm going to give her the reality she wants. I get really sad when people talk about their partner like they want to push them awake, as if it's not a. I said this once. Giving someone the knowing isn't a gift. If they're not ready, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. And it's the ego that wants to give it to other people. The ego wants to try to gift it, but it's not a gift. It's only a gift if you find it yourself. Otherwise, it's just a straight up nightmare. People will, I made a video about this yesterday. People will wake up in their own time, just be the light. Like imagine if you had $10 billion, but you didn't tell anybody. There'd be signs. People would start milling around. Hey, what are you doing over here? So just be the light. Be the light. Be vulnerable. Grow. Heal. People will see it on you. People will see it on you and they'll want some for themselves. Like look at the gurus who try, like Bashar. Bashar just be rolling around here still dressing like it's 1980. Fucking and just giving people the business and they just show up for it. Like I didn't even know he existed and he's been pulling crowds for a long time. A bunch of people have. Just be the light. The funny thing is, if you listen to like Eckhart Tolle, which I haven't done much of, but they don't ever really say anything that's not personal. Everything they say is like interpersonal about you. It's never like, oh, well, God said, or this so-and-so said. And they might use those examples to explain the deeper meaning, but a lot of times they're just telling you about you. The body is capable of healing 100%, I think. I think, honestly, I think the idea of dying is, I think it's just an idea. Aging, all of it. Your body recreates every cell in your body like every 7 years. What the fuck is why would you age? What kind of silly ass nonsense is that? It's like the ship. I can't remember the name. We replace every board. Is it the same ship? I don't know, bro, but it ain't about to fucking sink. I'll tell you that. Yeah. The light body. I still don't, the light body still to me seems like it's separate from what we are now. It's just like leave the body alone. Nothing ever really does die. That's true. I think of it like this is kind of how I think of reality. If you imagine like a layer, like again, I'm going to use the ether. The ether is like the infinite. And then it projects down this little version of you, this little dangly. You're like the infinite's nutsack, dude. You're just out here fucking around. Like you perceive to be solid, you perceive to be this physical thing, but you're not. It's just a really good hologram. So it's already the light body. It's just, you have to like quit weighing it. I think of it like when the Bible says that the physical world is run by Satan. I think it's because like living in it is to abide by its rules. That's like, if you eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, surely you will die. And that's to say that the ego ages you, essentially. Like, you gotta get away from the ego. You can't get rid of it. It's the only reason you exist. But like, the ego's why you think you're gonna die. Anything you think you know is true. Just fucked up, because it ain't true either. It's not true like outside of you true. It's true because you think it's true. How did I awaken? I'll tell you the story, man. I was 21, I think, 22, early 20s. And I got into those little pieces of paper with all the colors on them. I got into those a little bit because I really always just wanted knowledge. And I seen so many people attribute their knowledge to like these psychedelic things. So I was like, I want to try that. Well, I did 3 or 4 times, and it was cool, colors and stuff. One night I took way too much, and I just literally knew I was God. I was like, oh, I did this because being the infinite is nothing. So you have to do this. So it just resets. So I was just like running in the street in my underwear, trying to get hit by a car, thinking like, I'm just going to go back to being God now. Ugh. I left that idea alone for probably 10 years. I didn't touch it again. Because it felt egotistical. It felt narcissistic. It's kind of what everybody says when they talk about how, I am God. Like that's the ego. And I knew it was bad. That was bad, but I didn't think about it too much. I just went on about my life. I got married to a woman that didn't fucking really like me. I wasted a bunch of my time. I went through depression. I got up to 400 pounds. Like, I was miserable. And I decided, after I was pink slipped and put in an old padded room, fuzzy sock club, good pudding though. They got good pudding in them places. I got out and decided, fuck this, man. I'm not depressed. I was perfectly fine just sitting in silence in that room by myself. Like that, I was so fucking happy and relieved and at ease. So I went home, and my ex-wife was like, I can't believe you would embarrass me like that. That was what her response was to me being locked up in a mental place. And I said, you know what? I think I'm done. And I left my house, and I drove like 15 minutes to this little city, and I seen a for rent sign. So I went and got $8,500 cash. And I paid the guy for a whole year, and I moved in there. I quit doing all my fucking antipsychotics and all these other drugs they had me on. And I got into doing shrooms for depression. Initially, there was no enlightenment. There was no like, what is reality? It was a lot of crying in the mirror, a lot of listening to Nako. And I started upping the amount. I started at 3 and 3, 3.5, 5. Then I went 10, 15. And that's when like the what is reality thing started. Because I remember sitting in that white silence one evening, just being like, oh my God, this is God. This is God. Holy shit. It's a dream. It's literally what it is. It's just white light. And consciousness is the prism. It creates all of everything. I think that's kind of what I don't know which band it was that had that on the album cover, but like, dude, musicians know. A lot of musicians know. Once you're awake, you can hear other people talking. You go, you fucking know, don't you? Yeah, Pink Floyd, they know. They knew. A lot of musicians know. A whole bunch of them. But what really triggered it for me, I was into politics at the time because I hadn't gotten past that yet. And I remember sitting there, and I didn't believe in God. And I just asked the universe, like, what can I do to save the world? It looks like the world's going to end. I don't want that. It's such a beautiful thing, the world, even though it's all disrupted and fucking corrupt. But what can I do to save it? Even if I don't get to enjoy it, what can I do to save it? I'd love to save it for everybody else. It'd be such a shame for it to go to waste. And in that moment, the story of Jesus came to me. And at first I was like, what the fuck, Jesus, I don't believe in that shit. Then I realized the Bible was a love letter to me from me. Then when I would go on my trips, I would start feeling a presence around me. And it was like Peter Pan's shadow is how I explained it. Like the TV would talk to me. I would be thinking the most abstract thought in my head, and then like somebody would say something that like is exactly what I was talking about, or my environment started to react with me. And then it was like I slowly put the pieces together from there. You'd be surprised if they know or not. I write music and don't know what I was writing about. The fascinating thing about music is, from my understanding, the more you try, the less you actually do. Like letting go. Thanks, brother. Letting go is the superpower. I know Michael Jackson had a little video I seen one time where he goes, when he was like, when I did Billie Jean, I just set the intention and I let it go. Like, I want to do a song like this. Let it go. And it just came to me driving down the road. And that's how it is. That's how life actually works. All this trying to figure out shit, bruh, that's for the birds, dog. I don't have any biological children of my own. I have 3 stepchildren. Yeah, just let it flow. That's the best way to do it, man. Thank you for that heart thing. Another one, I think. I don't know how this live shit works, bro. I have no idea what's going on. All right, so I got a little off the beaten path. Yeah, let go and let God, bro. And listen, what people don't realize is when I talk to my ex-wife's mother a lot. She's my secretary at work, and I'll talk to her. She's very religious, very Christian, and I'll tell her, like, you know, I'll be like, when you let go and let God, look, you have to let go. You can't be thinking and worrying about it. That's so hard for people to do, but just be like, it's already done, dog. To just go on about your day and genuinely believe it. You have to believe it. You can't just think it and hope that it's right. It won't be. It's a mirror, bro. Everything's a mirror, dog. You have to genuinely believe it. Like whatever you want to be in this world, you have to be able to see yourself as that thing. And I don't mean vision it and you're like, you don't, I'm not saying make a picture in your mind. I'm saying embody that shit. You have to know that that's who you are. The beautiful thing is there is no you. So you define who you are. You can define it however you want, but people feel weird about being like, well, I can't be this. Yeah, why can't you be? You ain't you. Whatever you think you are today, you're not. You're lying right now. Every day you wake up and you put on your mask and it's a lie every single fucking time. Every time it's a lie. You've never been yourself. You can't be. Because who you are is the observer of a character in the infinite. So how could you ever truly be the observer? But that's what enlightenment is. Those people who just sit there, which I'm like, that's cool, man. But I don't know. You ever had coochie before? I just don't know. Well, I don't think I'm giving it up for that. You just go sit there all day. Because I don't think they're making love out there, these super enlightened fellas. But it's, it is, man. But the programming is bred so deeply within us. It takes a miracle from God to set us free. It takes suffering. For sure. It takes suffering. You have to let the game beat your ass so bad that you go, you know what? Fuck this. This ain't even real. I'm going to find the loophole. This shit is not real. And that's where it starts. I don't see the uncomfortable thing, bro. I do not understand that. I don't understand when people say it's uncomfortable. I don't get it. I just don't understand that. People be like, I can't sit alone. Then you're fucked, bro. You are fucked. You are in trouble because that shouldn't be a thing. It shouldn't be a thing. But all you have to do is realize your mind. Okay. If I put you in a room by yourself with just you and your mind, people are afraid of that. Is your mind going to jump out and get you? Is your mind going to whip your ass in there? It's just your fucking mind. It's your thoughts. It doesn't matter. You just sit there and watch it. Who cares what it's doing? Like, you got to be able to sit in the silence, bro. You got to. If not, you need to get off your fucking phone. You need to wear earplugs everywhere. You're being I don't even know the word I'm looking for. You're being bombarded with stuff, and you need the silence. Silence is my favorite too, bro. I fuck with it. Now I will throw on I'll throw on this little meditation. I don't know if you guys can hear the little meditation shit in the background I got going on my phone. I'll use that. That's fine. That's okay, man. If you're not good sitting in the silence, put that shit on and just fall into the music. Just fall into it. Feel it move through you. Like it's medicine. Yeah, it is. Well, it is. That's the feedback. But the mind just silence. So there's a difference between silence and the silence. Silence is that fucking ringing in your ears. That's not the same thing. That's still, you're like focusing. You're focusing still, I guess is the way I would word it. The true silence is where you just fall, almost like a daydream. Like, you know that song, The Sacred Silence in Sleep, or whatever that song is? I don't know the song. I'm fucking terrible, but the sacred silence before you go to sleep. That's the silence where you're not really, you've just decided you're going to sleep, but you're not quite asleep yet. And I know that Neville Goddard, I think Neville Goddard said something about this, but that's probably as much as I know about it from anyone else's stance. But the silence is, yes, System of a Down. The silence is quite literally beyond that ear ringing silence. It's not nothing. It's everything. There is a silence that is nothing. That's still the mind. Beyond that is the silence that is everything. It's all things. And it's not, I don't know. I'm going to try to figure out how to get there. Through some kind of practice and maybe try to help people. Yeah, that's exactly it, bro. It is a silence, but it's a silence akin to being thrown into the infinite. And it just clicks. You're just like, oh. It's like an epiphany. It's like, oh yeah, fucking duh. Duh, I knew this as a kid. We all knew this we all as children knew what reality was before we were completely brainwashed by, society. And it wasn't out of malice, I don't think, like from our parents and stuff. That's what they thought. But it's the silence that exists within a baby before we set all the parameters on reality with words. Dude, that Percy Jackson show, I only watched one episode of it last night, and that shit goes so hard. There's so much truth in so many different shows. Rick and Morty being an obvious fucking favorite. There's never a total silence. The ear ringing is the frequency of the world humming in our head. Yeah. I mean, there is, I go beyond that silence. Like, that's not silence, technically. That's silence as far as your ears are concerned. You need silence that's an entire body phenomenon. It's not just in the ears. It's not just silence as again, there's silence that is the absence of, and then there's silence that there is no absence. Like there's a wholeness and then there's an absence silence. That ringing in the ears is an absence silence. Once, like, the ringing will quite literally stop. You move past it. And that sounds counterintuitive, but you do. You move past the ringing into the everything. And although it's silent, it's more of like you've disconnected. Because I think the ringing in the ears is definitely like a phenomenon because you're in your body. You still just, you can't deaden this. Okay, It's not nothing, it's everything. I'm telling you right now, this ringing in the ear shit, and I've sat in silence that did not exist in. That's what I'm telling you. As a fact. For me, to each their own. Yeah, it is everything. It's absolutely, and that's truly awake. In my opinion, that's when you wake up. When you're sitting in absolute silence, but yet it's everything. Right, right. But I thought you were talking about the ringing in the ear. The ringing in the ear shit goes away. Like I don't sit in silence and just hear like that is not how that works. It's like it's not even so much because I have that experience on my porch. I have that. That's it's presence. It's divine presence. Like go sit in nature. It doesn't have to be audible like silence. It could just be a stillness. Yeah. Yeah, see, I don't know anything about solar flares. I don't look into any of that stuff. I have no idea what that stuff is. I'm afraid. I'll tell you the real reason I don't look into stuff because I know whatever you believe is like you're given a permission slip to something. So like if you think the sun has something to do with your then it does. Then it does. But like I probably have never noticed anything astrological in my life because it's the same reason people who believe in ghosts see ghosts. People who don't believe in ghosts do not see ghosts. Yeah, see, I don't know. I don't I think everything is mental. I think everything is just because everything has to be. So all things are true within the one. There is no such thing as anything that's false. You just get to in your own reality, you get to deem things false if you don't want to experience it. But all things, everyone's correct to themselves. Like everyone is correct. Bro, people need to know what dying feels like because that was one big realization for me. Matter of fact, I think I left that out earlier. I did Dimitri one time. Well, I've done it multiple times, but I've only ever done it once where I blasted through. And it was in that moment when I disconnected from my body and I thought I died. And then, of course, my inner dialogue laughed and goes, bro, we don't die. It's no die. That's not a thing. And I was like, oh, yeah. Because whatever that inner thing is inside of me isn't in this physical place, it doesn't exist here. So there's just no dying, no self. But everything is true because that's literally our goal. Our goal is to just be here and experience and expand. Um, well, just imagine the infinite happens all at once, and the only way it can exist is if something experiences it. So, what do? So, you create time, slow it all down, make it seem like it's taking time. It's really time's an illusion, it's just change that we're observing, not time. But, and then existence has to exist for the infinite to be true. It just pops and then we have to live it. It's like a big puddle. Yeah, I don't know what those are. During them is when I feel totally connected to the universe. Yeah. I feel totally connected to everything when I'm happy. And I think that's why it's so important to chase what you love. I've chased money my whole life. It's been my downfall my whole life. And I chased money because I felt like I wasn't good enough. Even now, like when me and my wife met, I was just straight hipping it out at my apartment, just trooming and just vibing, dude. Every day I was happy. It was just like, yeah, let's go for a walk. And then as soon as I became someone who I thought had responsibilities, my wife would say like her back hurt from work and I would instantly go, I have to get fucking millions of dollars so she can retire. And the pursuit of money has ruined everything about my life. But the pursuit of joy is it's the only thing I think the only thing anybody should be doing. Yeah. Yeah, chasing is definitely not how it happens, but boy, it is a bad habit to break. Yeah, you can't kill the ego. The ego is the only reason anything exists. Without duality, like nothing would exist. Nothing could be experienced, I should say, which is, if nothing can be experienced, nothing exists, I guess. Just fascinating. People think they can return to this infinite. And I'm like, dog, you can't. You can't. You can know of it. You can trust in it. This is why they call it a God outside of yourself. You can never be it. It would collapse everything. I made a video the other day where I said, everybody talks about wanting to quit something. When you wake up in the morning, you've successfully quit everything you've ever wanted to quit. It's up to you not to do it again. That includes the programs. Man, I want so fucking bad to open a retreat. And I've had a few people message me. About doing that. A retreat where you come for like 3 days or a week or whatever, just straight silence, good food, grounding, and just really take people and go, this is what life is supposed to be. This is how you're supposed to feel. Good luck out there in the world. It's looking hard to go back. I was given a very beautiful experience by Warrior in the Garden where he had me come out and he just, for a few days, it was just like, hey man, just be here. Just be here. And it was beautiful. I miss it. I miss that feeling. And we all feel like, man, when I get rich, I'm going to live that way all the time. You got to live that way all the time now. And it's just really hard to do. This line in a movie, change everything. Yeah, change anything. It does change it. So I've quit. Yeah, I gave up sugar. Slowed down on coffee. I had to have a cup of coffee yesterday. Man, my head was pounding. I gave up caffeine, sugar, processed foods, meat. I just straight been smashing pistachios and herbal tea, rice. I just want to make small changes at a time. The thing is about change is most of the things we want to change is just a coping mechanism for the things that we just need to realize don't even exist. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think meat's important to have at all. I don't think anything's important to have unless you say it is. You believe it is. Like, oh, well, the body works this way. Nah. People hate me so much, dude, because I'm just like, nah. Again, there is no physical world. Everything is a visual representation of a conscious belief. Therefore, you believe it. It is true. And that's it. That's my belief. There's no physical world. There's not even evidence of a physical world. The physical world is frustrating. It's hard to break down and explain. It's hard to understand, but there is no evidence of a physical world anywhere to be found. No one could ever prove one exists. We just believe it does. It's part of the illusion. Like, how do your eyes work? Your eyes certainly aren't seeing things outside of yourself like it feels. Like, you look at something right now and just know that the image you're looking at that seems like it's outside of you can't be, because you're experiencing it. Therefore, it must exist within you. Your eyes aren't windows, they're cameras. Where is the film? You realize it's a fully immersive visual experience. That's it. I went 47 years without trying making changes. I've got my arms. I worry about my mother a lot. That's a fucking nightmare, man. I'm sorry. But also a beautiful moment, too. I mean, you don't fucking... That's tough, man. But God have mercy, not everybody gets that intimacy. Some people lose their parents and just... I'm going to try not to cry. My dad's gone. He overdosed. I wasn't anywhere around. Didn't even know he was back in Ohio. It's tough. I would have liked to have been there. But whatever. Silence will heal everything, bro. Silence will heal everything because everything is perfect in it. It's the noise, man. The noise is the problem. I mean, some of it's good noise, right? Music is good noise. That's a good way to look at it. Like, put on music that makes you feel good, then put on music that you fucking can't stand, and just both noise. Both are just noises. Some noise is good, some noise ain't, but the silence always heals. My inner dialogue is there anytime I'm not present. Yeah, the brain is the film. Okay, so where are you looking at the film? Where do you exist? If the film is the brain, where are you at looking at it? Like, you want to know what really woke me up, dog? You want to know what really pushed my understanding? That's it right there. I want you to think, are you in a lazy boy chair behind the film, observing the film? And why does it look like it's outside of you? When I rub my fingers together and I feel that sensation in my fingertips, my nervous system is only sending electrical impulses to my brain. That sensation cannot exist in my hand. My hand cannot have sensation. Can only tell my brain of the sensation. So how am I experiencing that sensation? Where is it being experienced, and why does it feel like it's in my hand? It can't be in my hand. Close your eyes and try to pinpoint where in your mind you're hearing. This is the kind of stuff that I do in the silence. Is I'll sit and I'll try to pinpoint my location inside my being. I'll close my eyes while I'm listening to meditation music, and I'll try to pinpoint, where am I in there? And it's just this vastness. There is no walls. There is nowhere to be. It goes beyond words. There's no words to describe it. But the idea that we're in our physical body, I often think of smush everything into a 2D print. It might as well be that. Like, it doesn't, I don't even really know what that means, but that's just a sensation I get a lot. For sure, man. Yeah. I don't know that I'd want to host a meditation. I got a guy who would, though. I'm not, bro, I don't know how to help other people like with that kind of stuff, but I know people who do. I don't meditate as much as I should. A lot of times I just get super stoned and just be sitting here like, just be off somewhere like, I know enlightenment and all these other things are supposed to feel like, whatever, but they feel normal to me. All this feels normal, and it scares the holy fuck out of me, if I'm being honest. How normal it feels to me is terrifying. It's the scariest part of the whole thing. Is people be like, oh my God, did you know? And I'm like, yeah, for a long time, actually, for a while, I've known that. And it almost seems to be common sense to a level that's terrifying. It's fucking nightmare fuel. Because you're like, man, this ain't even that hard to understand. How is it that everybody else doesn't get it? There's something up. Something's up. And I think the something is that you're not really a thing. I think that's the something. I haven't adjusted. I don't really plan to change much about my life other than change myself. I mean, that's really all that you ever change anyways. I'm trying to be a lot more calm and just kind of sit with it. Me and you could communicate through telepathy right now. It's literally a shared belief, and that's it. That's all it is a shared belief. You believe you can do it. I believe I can do it. We believe we form this connection. Really, it's a connection through love too. But you could definitely, like, telepathy, bro, is not hard. It's not hard. I'm not saying I've done it, but I'm saying I understand how it works. And it's not hard. It's about a complete openness. It's about complete honesty. Gotta be honest. Like, I remember one of the quotes, I didn't listen to the telepathy tapes very much, but I remember one kid said, you can't lie. And that means so much more than just speaking a lie. It's you can't live a lie. You can't be a lie. You must know thyself. You must know. You can't lie. Two people who, it's funny because, yeah, that is dope that your kids can do it. Kids can, bro. I've seen the videos of the kids who can read with blindfolds on. It's a belief thing, bro. This is why the Peter Pan thing is so fascinating to me, because it's literally belief. Whatever you can imagine and believe, it'll be. Like literally, it'll be. That's what this is. Yeah, kids don't have that programming. Like I've seen videos of kids be like, "Oh, in my past life I was this," and their parents are like, "No, you weren't." And like that's the problem. Like that's the problem. But parents will be like, "Well, maybe they heard that from somewhere, maybe whatever. Like kids are more important to reality than adults ever wanted to be. Respect your elders. Like this whole idea that like you grow and you become knowledgeable and that's somehow beneficial. It's not. That's horseshit. Kids are more important than anything, and nobody wants to have them. Why? Well, it's too fucking expensive to have kids now. Stuff like that. But that's not really true either. That's not really that fucking true, man. That's dope. Yeah. What is? I don't know what's beyond that, but that's awesome. Mastering anything is sweet. Yeah. That's fucking bananas, and I love it. My grandson speaks of conversations we have together while sleeping. That's gas. I love that. Yeah. I don't have any, well, I have some nephews. I don't go out and see people as much as I'd want to. But I want a compound so bad where all the people I love are just like a minute away. Kids just running around. Once I walked by a guy I never met, and he said, "Hello, Jason." I've had that happen. That shit'll get you. And you're like, she's looking for a name tag. Like, huh? There are people. It's hard for me because sometimes I don't think that there's anybody that exists but you in your own reality, right? But at the same time, then you can create whatever characters you want. But I do believe that there are people in this reality that have a much greater knowing, like a real Doctor Strange type character. What's up, Jonah? Now what? 111 people watching, I think. That's how many people came through. I think it's 15 people in here. I don't know how any of this stuff works. I know my shit was restricted. They always restrict it. It pisses me off. I don't know what it is. Maybe the music in the background, but whatever. My lives get restricted. It pops up a little thing that's like, your live is now restricted and can't be like shown to people or whatever. It happens every time I go live, no matter what I'm doing, it seems. I don't know what it is. They're probably like, too much truth, bitch. Can't have none of that out there. But I see other people, I don't know. I see other people doing lives who are dropping some real heaters. We can't possibly know everything, but as a collective, we can grow our understanding. Yeah. It's not really a collective, though. I love the idea of a collective, but there's no such thing, really. It's all a mirror. You're doing it yourself. Everyone, like, here's a good way. Like, has anyone ever pushed your understanding beyond what you already knew? And if not, then it's because there's no collective. It's all you. It's all a mirror. That's why when you think things in your head, they pop up on your phone. People think like, oh, the government's got a fucking secret, fucking whatever. They can read your mind. They can't read your, just a fuck out of here, dude. It's your reality. You are the collective. It's a mirror. I put out a lot of stuff just because literally I want it echoed back to me. Well, there's no separate but one. That's not a thing. That's a human thought, right? Like, explain that one. Separate but one. Like, this is where the knowing gets absolutely terrifying, because when you start boiling it down and trying to get to the good shit, the bottom, you gotta lose some beliefs. Separate but one. There's no separation. Can't be separate and one at the same time. So what does that mean? Well, lose the idea that you're a thing. That's what I think. Lose the idea that you are an individual and then realize that of everyone else as well. Yeah, but there's no part. There's only a whole. There's one thing. What that means for sure, I don't know. Now we're talking pushing enlightenment past what most, like we're literally talking about sitting as Buddha. Well, maybe even more so. I can't say I've looked into Buddha very much, or really any spiritual leaders, because it all seems like they're telling the same story. But it's a story to you in your own little universe. Yeah, but there can't a collective has to be multiple. Yeah. None of you are real people. Neither am I. That's how the collective is one. Because the idea of the collective isn't real. It's just an idea. Because I'm not real. Neither are you. Again, we're all characters in a video game called God, but we're not real. Or we're all the exact same consciousness. And then the idea of separation is, again, just an idea. There is no collective. It's one consciousness. It's just a gap between what we understand and what we, I guess, could understand. I don't understand it well enough to really explain it, but I can question it. I know for a fact that when I've talked to a few people who I know have been to the knowing. I know it. And everyone reports the same thing. Just feels like it's you. Everything, all things, all people. Some people go crazy with that shit. Some people literally start spiraling, and I'm like, ugh, I did that, but I got out of it because I'm like, you know what? There is no me. Mark is an idea as well. Mark is just an idea. The infinite, within the infinite, Mark exists, and I'm observing that character now. And whatever I truly am is beyond I. It's everything, all things. And to separate it would be to create other false identities, like Mark. Mark's a false identity. So is everyone else. So it's fine within language to say, but it kind of takes the whole idea that you should be doing some shit and throws it out the window, because who are you? Who's supposed to be doing something? Two streams of consciousness running parallel, one character based on collective. I'd say that's kind of how I would call that dimensions, kind of all stacked on top of each other. But it's still just one thing. It's we're categorizing, like I fucking never want to try that word again. We're doing that to try to understand things. The understanding is that all words used to describe the truth is a lie. Words cannot capture the truth. It's not possible. Try as you must. Metaphor is the best way to do it. Metaphor is the best way to lead people to the knowing. Like when you have a dream of speaking to your mother and you wake up, who was playing your mother? Who was playing your mother? Well, let's say you have a dream like your mother comes to you and gives you this message. Who was that? You say, well, that was me. Was it? Then you realize there is no me. We try to throw things in a box. It's our pursuit of trying to understand, which is kind of limiting, by the way. Like a lot of us feel like, man, I got all this knowing, but nothing's changing. Yeah, it's not going to. Because here you sit as the person trying to figure it out. Like instead, be the person doing something else. Quit trying to figure it out. It's an addiction just like everything else now. people are seeking this knowledge, and it's like, dude, do you know how people actually seek the truth in like Buddhism? You just give up everything else. That's all you got to do. All you got to do is trade everything else to seek the knowledge. But to live, you just live. Like, you don't need to know. The most enlightened thing anyone ever said to me was a guy younger than myself, I think, who looked at me and said, I just know that I don't have to know. And I was like, fuck, dude. Jesus Christ. Because that's the truth. I just know that I don't have to know. And he's just, man, this dude sat like he was consciously aware of how much space he was taking up. He just sat like he just knew, you know what I mean? Like, be as small as I can so as to not disturb other things. Like, but still comfortable. It wasn't like really submissive in any way. And I said, man, what is it about you, man? The way you just sit and everything about you, it radiates out of you. He goes, man, I just know that I don't have to know. And I was like, phew. All right, then. All right, dude, that's fire. Yeah. And that's beautiful, man. Yeah. I think I'm so torn right now about what to do with myself. I really would like to, I'd like to have a retreat of some kind. I'd like to just like, people come out for 3 or 5 days somewhere. And just fuck talking about it. Come be about it. Come sit in the silence. Every room, you know, would be set up a certain kind of way, and it would be like no phones, like just turn off the outside world. Dude, I would fucking love all of that. The truth will hit you when you're not looking for it. My truth hit me when I asked, how can I save the world? It was an act of selflessness that really drove it. Like, I was genuinely prepared. I was like, my wife's gonna be mad as fuck at me, but oh well, she'll get to live a life. I can't imagine a life where everyone has to get taken out. So I'll be the one to do it. I'll be the sacrifice this time around. Shout out to Yeshua. It's my turn, baby. That's where I started my journey. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what it was too. And it was terrifying. It was terrifying to have that complex, because you're like, fuck, man. Yeah, I guess if I got to save the world, you know, it's nice to get away from that. A lot of people are still stuck there, and hopefully it works out for them. I see people all the time on TikTok be having these old weird, elaborate ass crowns on and shit, talking about all this weird shit. And I'm like, ooh, the Neo phase. Yeah. I gotta break the matrix. I gotta save the world. Dude, I've had people message me and claim to be Jesus. Like, I am the reincarnation of Jesus. I've had that literal, like, I've had a lot of crazy messages. People be like, this is my timeline and this, that, and the other. It's not a timeline, bro. That's not how I look at it. I don't look at it like there's a timeline running. It's just everything is in a state of superposition. Everything. And your awareness is the doorway between the everything and the story that you're telling yourself. That's all that it is. You're the keyhole. Yeah. Oh, dude, listen, I drove to my mom's house in the middle of the night and was basically like, so this is embarrassing, bro. Okay, so I first realized about the foreign country that's running America. Okay, that's where this all started. This little chain of thought. I was like, huh, y'all motherfuckers running everything, huh? I bet y'all wasn't even slaves in Egypt. I bet you lied. I bet that ain't the only time you lied. Let me look at World War II. Oh, fuck, there it is. Another lie. Look at that. You fucking liars. And then I looked at the world and I was like, oh, they're going to get us next. We're next. Germany 2.0. Sorry, white men. You're fucked, dude. You're about to get, because nobody wants to talk about the number of Christian men who died in World War II, because it dwarfs any other figure that they would give you. And I drive to my mom's house at like 3:00 in the morning in a cold sweat. And I'm like, they're going to do it to us next, right? And then I'm like, we got to go out to the barn. So we go out to the barn, but I'm like, unplug the power to the barn, because like LED lights are microphones. That's what these LEDs are, bro. They're going to save you money on your bill. Bullshit they do, bitch. They're microphones. They're computer chips. Like, they're fucking listening right now. So I said, unplug that. It's the grid. Like, look inside your computer and then go look at the power grid in your fucking neighborhood. And then open one of your LED bulbs and get a look at that motherfucker. So this is where I went, right? So I go, cut the power to the garage, to the barn. Let's go to the barn. I was like, listen, this is going to sound weird, but like, you know how my birthday was December 25th, but then like you forcefully made them wait at the hospital. You pushed it to the 26th. You know how that you did that, right? And then you know how I got a birthmark dead center of my foot, you know, about yay big or whatever. And then you know how like legally I'm a carpenter by trade. You know what I mean? And like I'm 33 years old. Like all of these Jesus things fell right into my lap. Like, oh, people have always told me like, you're the most Christian, non-Christian I've ever met, and this, that, and the other. I've always loved helping people. And I thought for sure that like maybe I was the reincarnation of Jesus or something, which technically everyone is. But yeah, I went through that for a minute, and I was like, whew. I went to church and cried in front of the whole church. I didn't talk to the whole church, thankfully. But I did talk to the pastor, thankfully, because he brought me right out of that shit. He was like, oh, no. Yeah, Christ consciousness is where a lot of it started. I was like, well, that's how you walk on water, bro. The physical world is an illusion. It only holds the rules that you assign to it. And if you are the level of Christ, you can reassign to water whatever parameters you would like. Whatever you want. There is no spoon. The Neo thing. That's literally the truth of it too. There is no spoon. When you look at something, like I look at my phone, the image exists inside somewhere. The image of my phone. Everything is exactly, a dream is the best way to describe it, I think, because a dream really nails down the fact that there's nothing but your consciousness at play. And that's what reality is. There's nothing but your consciousness at play. So like in a dream, you could fall ill. You could heal yourself with your mind. Same here. All of it. All of it, same here. Like, why in a dream do you follow the same parameters and rules that you apply to reality, even though you're dreaming? Does your brain not know you're dreaming? Who doesn't know you're dreaming? But as soon as someone breaks one of those rules in that dream, then you wake up. You start lucid dreaming. You could lucid live too. I think that's what Jesus did. I think Jesus was a little too, I'm like, look, dog, hell yeah, bro. But you nothing really happened though, that I know of. Something probably did. History is a fucking lie. I don't know if you guys ever watched My Lunch Break on YouTube. It's pretty much just like, yeah, history is nonsense. But again, I'm of the school of thought that like anything before this current moment is suspect as fuck. All of it. Including my memories. Including everything. Everything that exists. Like imagine the moment you exist in is like a little pinhole and the infinite's just squirting up through that bitch. Some into the past, some into the future. That's the mind though. The mind is what's allowing things previously and, in the past and in the future. Sorry. Sometimes I have thoughts in my head and I try to get it out and it sounds like straight dumb shit. I like that. If history wasn't written, it wouldn't exist. Yeah. Yeah. Now apply that to everything in the world right now. If it wasn't televised, if it wasn't reported, how much of it would exist? I see stuff on the internet. I'll go dude, I used to get on Twitter all the time. I don't get on Twitter at all anymore. I don't do it at all. I spend some time watching TikTok videos, not very much really, because they get off in the weeds and some people's ego, and mine too, by the way. I don't want anybody to ever think that I think I'm better than anybody else. I'm sure I don't like other people watching my videos around me. I'm like, all right, dude, enough of that shit. Okay. Watch that on your own time. I feel awkward. I hear my ego in a lot of stuff, But I hear other people's egos too, and sometimes it's too, I can't do it. I'm like, oh, fuck that, man. Yeah, if a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound? No. That's actually an easy question. A sound is defined as something that is heard. So it doesn't make a sound. But outside of that, yeah, same thing. Quantum physics literally says that's how it works. Only through experience can anything exist. I heard, oh gosh, I wish I could remember people's names. Oh, I follow his account too. Oh, dude, I suck. I can look it up on my phone. Not that I think it matters too much, but he was talking about everything is like a random number generator. Maybe somebody will drop it in here. Maybe somebody else has heard it before. By Sora 2. Oh. Oh gosh, how am I going to ever find it? Tom Campbell. Sorry. Tom Campbell talks about, like, if you're digging in the ground, like there's nothing in the ground till you dig in it. And then it's kind of like based on where are you, what could exist there. Like it's all randomly generated essentially. Seems like it. I mean, it is a simulation for sure. I don't know. That gives I don't know. I can't dispute that everything is pre-written. I don't think so though. I think everything is pre-written, but like it's not in a cohesive story. It just, everything exists. It's your job to make it into a cohesive story. Like you make a coherent story from all possible options, just collapsing infinite probabilities into one livable moment, one bite at a time. I've thought about that human life with, dude, I think about that kind of stuff all the time. Like just how drastically reality would change. Like words, I once said this, the idea that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Words are the fucking greatest weapon ever created. There has never been a more efficient weapon ever created, ever. Without words, none of the wars in this world would have ever happened. Never. Not one single war would have ever happened. You'd have disputes, but words is what made it possible to convince men that there are men hiding in caves somewhere that are threatening their wives' freedoms, and you got to send them. And it sucks. That's one of the worst things about reality, because there are good men who go out and think like, I got to save. Like, bro, you're shooting another version of you. It's just another version of you. He was told the same thing you were told. That guy over there wants to hurt your family. And that's what everybody's told. Words, the greatest weapon ever created. The Tower of Babel I don't even know what that, there's something about the Tower of Babel in that tongue book. I got to look into that. I can't get myself to sit down and read it like I should. But what's up, Matt? What's up, Stephanie? Define the character, and they are a false. Yeah, all words are false, dude. Consciousness is fundamental. I think that matter is consciousness. I think there are two things that exist: consciousness and the shit that you think ain't consciousness. Just like have a thought or have a dream. What constructs the physical matter in a dream? You have a dream of some physical stuff and then wake up. Where is that physical stuff? Where is it? It never existed anyways. That's what this is. Physical matter is just, it's the same thing as a dream. It's visual anyways. It's not physical, right? So we have these five senses, and through these senses, we experience life. But that in no way makes physical matter anything more than a sensory manipulation in a sense, right? And that whole idea, dude, I never heard anybody talk about a non-physical world, and then I find out later in life, I find out like a year later that the Hermetic teachings, it's like number one, reality is mental. But it was like the realization that all of my senses were feeding information to my being and perceiving that there's a physical world. But like a phantom limb, like what about how can I feel an arm that's not there? Well, because it was never there anyways. It was never there anyways. The placebo effect, your thoughts can change your fucking physical body. Like that shouldn't happen. The idea of a physical world, it does not hold up to any real scrutiny. And what's scary about that is you've got a whole bunch of scientists out there who act like it does. And either they're absolutely the dumbest people alive or they just don't want to tell you about it. Like there's no proof of a physical world. If I take a picture with my phone and show it to you, is that picture the physical object I'm showing you? And if it's not, then just know you've never witnessed a physical object. You've only ever witnessed a picture of it that your consciousness created. And that goes for all the senses. Yeah. Pain can be tuned out too. Yeah, you experience it for sure. Yeah, you experience it because your mind well, here's a good one. Look at any surface right now, look at anything right now, and imagine licking it. Why do you know how that would feel? Why do you know how that would feel? No matter what it is. Look at anything. You can feel the ridges. In your mind, you can feel what it would be to lick anything in your environment right now. It's all mental. It does perceive as physical. It does operate that way, but it is an illusion nonetheless. It's an illusion you agree to, and that's why it works. It's like if you tell people like, bro, you know, the people who are like, I can eat whatever I want, I can't gain weight. It's because they say that and they believe that. You got people who are like, I can't lose weight. Now, on some level, that's just because they won't even try. But there is something to a belief so deep that it's just true to that person. Yeah, it is hard to unlearn. But that's the thing is like most people try to unlearn. Here's what's fascinating. People try to unlearn and they go, I want to learn the right way to think about it. There is no right way to think about it. You just need to learn that you're the one defining the things. You don't need like this book of knowledge. I've seen this book on TikTok. It's been a while since I've seen it, but it's like, here are all the things you need to know. Like, bro, you fucking need to not know nothing. Information is the problem. It's the problem. That's why Jesus walked with fucking uneducated people. Because if you think you know, you can never know. As soon as you think you already know, you'll never know anything beyond that. You set that as the boundary for your own existence. Don't know anything. Imagine God put himself here but needs a handbook. Imagine that for a minute. You need to unknow, not replace. We don't need to replace information with more different information. You need to throw the information into fucking at the wind and let it blow away. Yeah. Just to know nothing. I've logically, and in other ways, I've come to my conclusions, but I am not married to them. I'm not married to them at all. All I do is boil down. I want to boil down what everyone is saying and give my version of it. But my version was a lived experience. There are no words for it. I didn't know. Like when I first woke up, I had no idea that other people were going to. I had no fucking idea. I was like, oh my God, I'm not supposed to know this. And if there's something other than me, it knows that I know now. It felt like Sauron's eye. Is that what it's called from Lord of the Rings? It felt like as soon as I woke up, I was like, oh shit, they know. Oh, somebody knows. I called my wife and was like, you got to come home. You just got to come home. I was trying not to freak her out, but I was like, you have to come home, please. I was full blown panic because I was like, I'm going to die. Because that's what I thought. I thought you make that realization, the illusion of duality fades. And that is the only place existence exists, is in that place. So I was like, I'm going to die. I'm going to fucking die, dude. The less you realize, you know, the greater the space is. Yeah. I don't even want, bro. I remember one night before I started getting into all of this stuff, it was I did a bunch of shrooms, and I was laying in bed with my wife, and she hadn't been around me a lot when I would do it, so I thought like I look crazy. I know she thinks I'm crazy. She's never done it either. So, and I remember declaring, I just want to know everything. And I remember I said that in such a way that it was like I felt the truth in that statement. I was like, I just want to know everything, with like the wonder of a child. And then this started happening. Everything started popping off. Everything started showing up. Like, dude, I'm telling you, 2 years ago, if there was anybody talking about this, which I'm sure there was, but I had never ran across any of them. Like Alan Watts, I always thought I always thought of anything Alan Watts that I did here, which was very small amounts of stuff, or like Terrence McKenna. Um, I never had an understanding. I listened to it like it was poetry, but I never understood what they were really saying. I always thought like human psychology, but never the non-physical world, never the connection to source, never the oneness, never any of that. The message that they had was so much deeper than I was capable of understanding at the time. And once I have the understanding, I just kind of quit looking into it. I don't like people poisoning the well, man. I'm very aware that anything someone says to me, I made a video one time that was like, yo, when you die, um, I'll be there and you got to lick my nuts to get to heaven. And the whole point of the video was because I said that, if anybody, like, because I said that to you in your reality, it is now a probability. It might not be a high probability, but it exists. You might have to live that. Yeah. Carl Jung. I need to look into that as well. I haven't looked into, like, people tell me like, do shadow work. And I'm like, I don't know what that fucking means. I don't know what shadow work means. I know there's a meaning to it. It's a fucking thing that people say. What does that mean though? What is my shadow? Who gets to declare what's good and bad also? I feel like there's a little bit of a problem with that as well, like defining things as the shadow. But I know that there is some work done around that I need to look into. Yeah, into the darkness. Like, what is the darkness? I guess it's the things that you're ashamed of. But why are you ashamed? Like, see, that's tricky for me because a lot of people are ashamed of things they shouldn't be ashamed of. It's like, who do you give the power to define what is and isn't a thing you should be ashamed of? Well, I don't know if I want to no longer exist as I. Like, I feel like that's kind of a trap, too. Bro, you want to talk about the sneakiest way to depopulate the earth? Get everybody to trigger the reset in their fucking controller. They're like, hey, man, did you know you could get out of here? Boom. Sweet, dude. Look, a lot of real estate just opened up, Hell yeah, dude. I've always been a fan of like, I'm not going to abandon the ship. I'm going to ride this motherfucker out. I don't care what it is, dog. I'm here to ride it with you guys. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't trying to, become enlightened or escape the matrix. I'm fucking here to party, boys. Okay. Let's get it started. Whatever it is, man, because the beauty of anything is through experience. Like if you're in the infinite, there's nothing there. There's everything and nothing. But the only time, like, that's the thing about everything. Everything stops being everything as soon as you point one thing out. Now it's not everything anymore. Yeah, I thought about leaving this place a lot myself. I get stressed out about the work thing, man. My physical body is well, it's a belief that I hold. My physical body will be fine. I'll heal everything. But currently, both of my shoulders are so bad, both my arms are numb right now. So, and I work a physical job. The time for that to change is coming quickly. So it gets stressful. It gets hard, for sure. Just lean into your practices, bro. Lean into trusting the universe. and let it give you a miracle. It's so funny. It's like, imagine you go to a foreign country and you're looking for something to eat. And you're like, I don't know what the fuck this is. So you lean on things that you know. Okay. Because that's all that you know. And you're like, all right, cool. I'm in Tokyo and I'm hungry. Dude, they got some fucking pizza pockets around here somewhere. They don't, right? And you can spend all night searching for what's comfortable and what's normal to you. But as soon as you just sit down at a restaurant, bro, they'll probably blow your fucking mind. And I think that's how the universe works. The universe is like, no, let him go. He's looking for fucking hot dogs. No, let him find the hot dogs then. Fuck it, whatever. Okay, cool. He's giving it to God now, right? That would be our equivalent. Let's serve him up what we got. And I think that's how reality works. And boy, that's terrifying. That's where I'm at right now. Physical body is not capable of continuing the work that I do. So I'm just giving it to God and see what happens. Whatever it is. Whatever that means. But it can be tough, man. A lot of us think about leaving this place all the time, and that would be the biggest mistake that any of us make. To allow the illusion to convince us that we put ourselves here by mistake. Like, damn, my ears started ringing. Imagine a reality created entirely by you could be a mistake in some way. It couldn't have been. It may look that way, but that's the ego. The ego is telling you it's a mistake. The ego is telling you something's wrong. You got to get out. Nah, bro. Nope. It just doesn't make any sense. But our emotions take us that place. That's why I would love to have a little retreat where people could just really heal some emotions, dog. Now, I don't know if you've seen the video of grown men crying in a pool, like people holding them and them crying. Not that. We ain't doing none of that, okay? We ain't doing none of that. But you can cry. You just can't lay in my arms while you're like, not like this. Not like I'm like a trophy of some kind. It's got to be a little different than that. But I think that there is a place in this world for men and women to go and heal and cry. Dude, when I first started doing shrooms, bro, oh my God, I would cry in the mirror for hours, dog. I would cry. I would apologize. When I was younger, I got abused a lot. I got picked on a lot. I got abused a lot. And I cried to my younger self in the mirror. I apologized that I wasn't there to protect him. I don't see my younger self as me. Even in pictures, I don't see that as myself. That's not me. It's my younger self. Completely different thing. Completely different person. Completely different character. And he went through a lot of awful things, and I was there to experience it. And I cried, and I told him, oh, I'm sorry, I was not there for you. Woo, that'll get you. But I used to just, listen, I didn't have TikTok, so I was just uploading shit to my Snapchat story. People in my life were like, you good? Because I just uploaded all kinds of things, man. I just wanted people to know. So much truth in crying. Like, you want to feel powerful? Ugly cry for 30 minutes. Tell me how you feel at the end of it. You feel like you could conquer the world. That's beautiful, Matt. Seeing yourself as a baby. I see myself as a baby every time I go pee. Dick jokes by the thousands over here. It is a release. It is a release, man. And they've made it all like, oh, crying, bro. That's just crying. Oh, that's gay. That ain't gay unless you also have a penis in your mouth and you're crying. Then that is gay. That's gay. A buddy of mine when I was younger said the dopest shit to me one time. I said, hey, man, I love you. I'm not gay. He goes, oh. Well, were you planning on putting your penis in my butt? And I was like, no, why would you ask that? And he was like, you're the one that brought up being gay. And I was like, oh, it's because I said I love you. And he was like, yeah, well, unless you want to love putting your penis in my butt, it's probably not gay. Sex with another man is the only thing that's gay. I was like, damn, got me. We feel, yeah, everyone is a little. Yo, I talked to this gay dude one night at a comedy show. It was funny because he was a short, skinny guy, black hair, really, really well dressed, like, and he had a transgender partner. I don't know, girl to guy. So it was a straight dude. At the end of the day, this was a straight dude with a girlfriend who wanted to be a man. Okay, but whatever they were calling it, but he had the gay characteristic, like the what's the word I'm looking for? The stereotype. He had that stereotypical like sass about him. And he went up on stage and was like making fun of a few other comics. So I got up there and called him like the miniature version of a gay Ben Shapiro. It's fucking hilarious. He enjoyed it. And I was talking to him and he goes, every dude's a little gay. And I was like, I'll hear you out. Let me hear you. What you got? And he goes, every man would suck a penis if it looked exactly like theirs, but bigger. And I was like, you got me. You got me on that one. You got me on that one. Yeah. Yeah. If I see a version of my wiener, but bigger, I'm like, just let me see it real quick. Cause I want to know what it would be like if God didn't bullshit me around so much. It's got to look just like mine, but bigger. That shit is hilarious. Yeah. Very, yeah. Feminine. I just feel like, I don't know. I've met some men who put off feminine energy in the most masculine way, where it's just like, you don't even know what to call it. But I guess that's the right way. I think we've bastardized the idea of like, oh, you're a girl. So now it just seems weird to say it that way, I guess. Yeah. Listen. Dudes who are really against like gay are secretly gay. I heard a comedian when I was doing comedy like 10 years ago. And he said, men who are mad at gay men for being gay, it's like being mad at some dude for not eating the last piece of pizza. Like, fuck is wrong with you? See a gay dude and you're like, hey, I don't like you because, well, I mean, there's more women available for you now because of that fella. You should be thanking that fella. Laughter is the best medicine. I love a good laugh, dude. Oh my God, a good laugh right into a good cry. It's the whole it's the whole thing. I used to do comedy. It's kind of hard now. I guess I don't find myself thinking too many things that are funny. It used to be like that was just my go-to. I could write a 30-minute set in a day. Just hanging out and bullshitting with people. Yeah. It is a balance of both feminine and masculine. Just walk lightly, carry a big stick. I ain't got the big stick. I got a stick, though. It'll get you. I might have to hit you with it 3 or 4 times, but it'll get you. Yeah. I've thought about getting back into comedy, man. I probably will. I am in such a weird place right now because I talk so much about this kind of stuff, and it's really not. I want to reach people beyond people that are already looking into it. Thanks, Jay. This is the first time I've been live in a very long time. I'm not a huge fan, honestly. Listen to your shoulders. Ooh, that's good. Yo, I'm sure other people feel this too. The clenched jaw all the time. That's something I've become very consciously aware of recently. Well, in the last year or two. But man, you just be like, why I'm just so tense? It's overstimulation in my opinion, but I don't know. I feel like we're extremely overstimulated all the time, dude. I yearn for a world where I just wake up in a cabin to the sounds of nature. Go sit in a stream, just put your feet in it, and just sit there. Watch us. I'll sit on the front porch and watch squirrels all day. You fuck that TV, dog. You give me 3 squirrels and one ain't got a tail, I'm out there all day. I'll be out there till they're gone. This is a legit thing I do at my house. I got a bag of nuts on the front porch, and I just go out there, and there's a squirrel with no tail, looks like a little rabbit, and I just be out there throwing nuts for him, which is, don't feed the animals, but I'm like, I'm going to. I'm going to watch them. That is, yeah. Thanks, man. It does just flow. That was something I was trying to express to people the other day. It's, you just let it go. You just quit thinking. You submit and just let it happen. Dog, I would get on stage, and when I was able to just turn like the resistance off, it would just pour in such a way. Honestly, I got away from doing comedy because I'm secretly afraid of any kind of fame. I think it'll take all my peace away. And I feel like I'm being offered money. Like I've got a video where like I did like 5 grams one night, and I get very passionate in those videos. And I was like, these motherfuckers out here got me dancing for peanuts. Bitch, you want me to dance? There's a light inside of me so bright that if I was to turn it on, it would be the beacon that would signal the rest of the world what's happening. Like, I believe that. And I believe that of everyone. But I felt that in me. I felt that. Like, I still think I could change the world. I think it would cost me. I don't know that I need to. That's where I'm kind of been hanging out. I don't know if I need to do anything. But I still feel that guilt because I think I could. I think I could change the world. And it's not even me, bro. It's Source. But that's what it is when you let it flow. Source is always trying to work through you, and it's trying to get out of you. And if you don't know where it is in you, it's poking you in your passion. It's trying to create a hole there so it can explode out of you. But when you hear people sing, it's obvious. Some people let that shit come right out of them. People who sing really well, it's just straight Source coming out of their mouth. It's heavenly. Michelangelo painted the Sistine Chapel and basically said that. It was not my painting. I didn't do it. I was just here for the brush. I struggle with needing to do something. Me too, man. Do what makes you happy. With no idea of what the outcome is to be. Just whatever makes you happy. Like sometimes I'll sit here and just play my little keyboard. And as soon as I want to upload something to TikTok for whatever reason, it goes to shit. It goes to absolute garbage. I can sing really well when I don't do it for a camera. Dude, when I go deep on shrooms, I can sing like a motherfucker. You'll know it was Source. You just know it is. You could hear it. Bro, I've uploaded a few videos. I've uploaded a few little tids here and there, but it's a feeling. Your mind is what's looking for something to do. Let your feelings look for a while. Listen to your feelings. Fuck your mind. Your mind is dumb. It doesn't know what it's talking about. At least if you have anything like I got. Mine is, I think I got an outdated one. I've got like the version of Mac when they used to have like the colorful all-in-one systems. That's what I got running in here. Just that little wheel. Just, But my feelings is, that's Source, man. Instincts, emotions. That's what you listen to. Yeah, man, it's crazy. You hear a lot of musicians talk like, man, I ain't really had, like, they don't like the stuff everybody else likes that they made. Yeah. Well, because there is no others, right? When you start living for others, there is no others. When you live for you, you are living for others because everyone is you. We're all the same thing. So it's not, but see, they create words like, that's selfish. That's selfish of you. Like, no, it's not, man. Let the light out, brother. Yeah, I feel that too. My ego wants to be productive all the time, constantly. That is one of the biggest reasons why I hate doing live videos, because sometimes that's all it is like, people are like, man, I want you to do a live. And I'm like, I should do this, but it's not a thing I want to do. So I don't until I want to do it. And that's a lot. I do that a lot, but it is scary as fuck, man. You sitting there like, I play a lot of Marvel Rivals with my wife. We play a lot of video games, me and her. which I'm like, I remember growing up, I was like, bro, if I could find a girl who just liked to play Call of Duty and shit, and that's what I got, and that's dope. But I'll catch myself. It's almost like life is looking at me like, bro, you still ain't doing shit. And I'm like, I fucking know, man. I should be doing something, but not really. It's all the mind. Oh, dude, that's dope. Your wife's your basis. That's dope. Yep. Words, all meaningless, pointless, completely just emotion. Bro, the other day I was thinking this. Classical music says more than modern music does by a lot. It's not even close. Like classical music was a movie. Music nowadays are like a 30-second clip. Like it literally, even with all the words that they have, don't say nothing compared to classical music. Classical music would take you on an entire journey. Like it would make you feel things, like you picture entire scenes and all this deep emotion, because emotion is consciousness. Emotion is consciousness, more so than thought. People associate consciousness with thought, but like you're taught to think. You're taught language. Language makes up what you believe to be thought. You don't think without your inner dialogue. That's not natural. That is not how you're supposed to fucking think. You're supposed to, I don't know, thinking without words it's tapping into the Akashic records or whatever you want to say, whatever source, whatever it is. But it's when you start adding words in there and you start trying to logic some shit, then get rid of that. That ain't going to do no good. And classical music, man, just kind of takes you on a ride. I think the same thing with like this little meditation music that I've got playing in the background. It's not really, there's nothing being said, but there's everything being said, but you're the author of it. It's just fire. Words are okay if you can see them without attaching to them. Yeah, I'm not there quite yet. I mean, I'm there more so than some people. I can understand what you're saying, but I don't have a deep understanding of it. I don't think. I don't know. Doing nothing is often more powerful than running around. Because running around is I mean, like, what are you doing? What is more important in life than sitting with yourself to know yourself better? Yeah. Energy, emotion. Yeah. That's like the whole Tesla said, think of everything as energy, vibrations, and frequencies. It's because everything is energy vibrating at a certain frequency. It's a dance. Reality is a musical piece. It's all energy vibrating at a certain frequency, given the illusion of separation. It's how the physical world is created. We call them atoms. Well, there's these little atoms. They go deeper. What's inside that? Just energy. Yeah. I also crave solitude a lot. I remember not wanting to be alone because you felt like you were missing out on something. But then you realize, like, all you ever are is the experience of yourself. So there is nothing to miss out on. Like, literally close your eyes and live life. Just close your eyes and live life, and you'll realize that everything about life is a sensation that takes part inside of you. None of it comes from outside. There is no outside. Never experienced it. No one ever has. Self-love is the first door without a mirror. Self-love is the secret. Love yourself so deeply that just sitting in your own silence is everything you would ever need. And that sounds absolutely crazy to a lot of people, but it's true. Like, shrooms is my shortcut there. And it doesn't have to be, but I don't know how much I really want to dedicate to that. I enjoy my life the way it is now. being capable of living without fear is dope. And which I'm not entirely capable of all the time. But I also kind of look at life like a mystery flavor. Like, I don't know what it is, dude. I'm gonna put it in my mouth though and see what it is, you know? It's a gusher? What is it? Oh, semen. Fucking penis gusher. I'm excited to see what life is going to be. I'm excited to just sit back and let it happen. I think that's gonna be fire. It's but thanks to the medicine, I have sat in that silence. It's like there's nothing you need. You realize that everything you think you need is noise. And the noise is almost like, no. Fuck that noise, man. Sitting absolutely silent in just your own being, just like so. In the knowing, which is just void of mind, it's divine presence. Anytime your mind tries to go somewhere, you're like, no. We ain't got time for that shit, bro. Because that is that. I wish I could remember the fuck the Bible says Jesus said about that. But essentially, that's the whole, the Father and I are one and everything else. There's something inside of you that is whole. But that something also allows you to create a story that you're not whole. And the mind creates the story. So when you can get beyond the mind, when you can sit with yourself void of the mind, because a lot of people think that they are their mind. Like, bro, without language, you wouldn't have an inner dialogue. You would never talk to yourself in your head. Without mirrors hanging in your bathroom, you would never fucking see yourself. Like, get rid of all the mirrors and get rid of language, and the world is not even kind of the same. It's not even remotely the same thing. Yeah, it made me feel like God. It makes me feel like, I call it God mode. That's exactly what it is to me. I can see it. I see the grid that everything's built on. It's like green lasers almost. Like everything is. Imagine if you took all of reality and you had to like stick build it for like a some kind of animation program. And it's just all like this green grid, just shapes of things. And from those shapes of meaningless essentially, but then you give it the meaning. It's almost like the wireframing under reality is how I see it. I don't know, man. People ask me about blind people and stuff all the time. I ain't never met a blind person. I'd love to ask them. I'd love to sit down with someone who's blind and just pick their brain and be like, hey, man, what's it like for you over there? You know, for the autistic people and the telepathy tapes, they're like, yeah, my consciousness is bound to this body somehow, but I can leave here. Have you seen any of Brad of Arcs? Is that the guy that does the Dimitri? And is like him and his squad are going over there and like doing a bunch of stuff. Is that what you're talking about? He was in the military and then like he started doing Dimitri, and he always starts a lot of his videos with like, this is the craziest thing. And he talks about getting all these scriptures from these beings in the DMT realm, right? That guy. Yeah, he figured out how to use it. That's my problem with it right there. The idea that someone figured out how to use it. Like that's weird to me. Like I figured out how to use it. Like smoke it. That's it. That's it. That's how you use it. But I know he's saying I would like to see what he, I think he's a dope guy. But I'd like to see what comes from it. If nothing comes from it, then just a story. If he releases medbed technology, then I'll be like, hell yeah. Yeah, that's supposed to see. Like, I see that on shrooms. I don't need to. I don't like, and it's not against anybody. It's not against anybody at all. I simply don't like other people telling me what my reality is. I just don't. I do not give my power away to anybody else. I like what he has to say. I actually, when I first found his videos, I would start his video and then I would stop it before I watched it, and then I would do my own version of it. I've got some of those on my page where like he was breaking down what reality is and I was explaining it in my way. Because I don't think that I think, again, it's all the same story, just told different ways. So the idea that there's a code would imply that there's someone coding. And I also think the idea that there's a code is not um, well, Chase Hughes said it pretty well. I'm going to steal his thought. Humans used to think the universe was made of fire. Then they thought it was made of electricity. Then they thought it was made of energy. Now they think it's made like a computer. Like it's a frame of reference. It's us trying to explain the unexplainable. So I like his videos. I watched a whole bunch of his content. I don't disagree. I just think that I think there's a lot of danger in people believing other people, because then you'll never get the true knowing yourself. So that's it. I'm not saying anyone is wrong. I think everyone is right, but just because they're right in their reality doesn't make them right in my reality. If that makes sense. Although I agree on a lot of fundamentals with him, like a whole bunch. And I think everything that I've heard him say is pretty spot on. I just, I don't know. I've done Dimitri, and it's something felt not good about it. I don't know what it was, and maybe it's I need to be in a better environment. But I don't know. I think I could live my whole life without it. Like I think I just want to be a hippie off in the woods somewhere. That's what I want to be. I don't want to be a space traveler. I don't want to go travel to other planes. I told my wife I'd take a trip to Uranus one time, but that's about it. Yeah, keep all that going to Mars shit. I'm good. I just want to literally long hair in the woods, ganja in the mornings, shrooms in the evenings, dancing around the fire, preserving my own food. I'd like to be naked a lot more than I am, but I'm going to have to eat better for a long time, because right now I wouldn't even know what it looked like. I can't see over the belly. So yeah, I just want to straight be a hippie. Like that, I think that's the spirit in me. That's like what I'm drawn to in life, is I just want to straight hippie the fuck out and just dance and sing and laugh and love. And I don't need to know how reality is constructed to do that. I don't need to know at all. Actually, I think it's completely the wrong path for me. And I stepped right into it. And I don't know if it's Alan Watts or who, but someone was once like, it's not good to give people the knowing before they're ready. And I got it before I was ready. And now I'm working on all the stuff that I was supposed to do to get there. I got there first. Now I'm working backwards. Yeah. I might eventually take a trip to the Dimitri realm. We'll see. Yeah. Yeah. Unbothered is exactly how I would put it. Is it hard being inner hippie and working? Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's hard. I still try to do it my best. I can. It's hard to be a hippie in a working man environment. Although, to be completely honest, like I don't find it hard because of other men. I don't know how exactly you meant that, but like I work construction. So like if other dudes say something, I just literally remind them and I'll knock their fucking teeth down their throat. It's easy to be a hippie when you can whip off in some, factory, same thing. I'll set it off in this motherfucking factory door. I'll put you through that press. You understand? You go right through the extruder. So, being a hippie is, peace and love and everything else. Some people are going to feel threatened by that. And you just let them feel threatened by that. It's literally walk lightly and carry a big stick. That's the hardest thing for me, putting content on the internet, because I'll have dudes pop in my comments like, hey, bro, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, dog, in real life, I would literally spit in your mouth while your wife watched, and you couldn't stop me. I am excessively violent when need be, bro. I will literally rip the bottom jaw off of your fucking head, and I will use it as a cup. But at the same time, I love you, and I hope you heal from the things you won't talk about. But this is going to be one of them fucking things, dog. You keep fucking with me, I'm going to give you another thing you can't heal from. I'm going to add another fucking skeleton in that closet that's going to haunt you. I don't think I think of Jordan Peterson when he said, like, it's not admirable to, it's not, see, I don't know the words, but it's not good to just be weak and not capable of violence. You should be very capable of it, but you control it. You know the power of it. So, I even think that that's probably not a great thing to even hold as a truth in your mind. I think at some point you get past that and you don't even experience anything that would ever bring about that. Well, yeah, yeah, for sure. The reason why I say that the reason I said it the way I said it is because of the working man environment aspect of the question. You don't be violent, no, but find peace in the fact that you could be. That's what I do. I don't I don't look at it like, well, I'm going to tell you what I tell um, people all the time. As a man, it's your obligation, regardless of your capabilities, to seek peace at all costs. Seek peace. I would even go as far as to say, like, at some point, dog, you just have to let go and let God. But I'm not sure that I could actually do that. Seek peace and pray for peace. But at the same time, keep a peace in case God's busy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Pray for peace, but keep one just in case God's got some shit going on. I don't know. The violence thing is a weird thing for me. I'm not violent. I've never been violent, but any opportunity I have to be violent at the to protect other people, I usually take. Like I've never been violent to people because they've done something to me, but I've been very violent to people who hurt people I love. And that's not good either, but I'll be damned. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Like if you hit my wife, God rest your soul, boys. They ain't never gonna find you. And if they do, it's gonna be in little pieces. It's gonna be like that old song, I got it one piece at a time. It's gonna be like that. I'm gonna split your ass up like an old Cadillac and you're gonna be all over the place. It's not okay to be violent, but I wouldn't know how to get rid of that in my mind. So just I don't know. Be the bigger man, I guess. Yeah. I've never been violent for myself. I remember I switched schools when I was younger, and the guy next to me on the bus was spitting spitballs at people, and somebody thought it was me, and they punched me right in my face in front of everybody, and I didn't do anything about it because I was like, okay, but I didn't do that. You punched me, like I got punched in the face, so you dealt out what you thought was the appropriate response to what happened, but I didn't do it. So the last thing I'm going to do is continue this. I'm not going to continue doing this. So I got off the bus, and this girl was like, "You are such a bitch. Why would you let him do that?" And I was like, "It was a misunderstanding." Well, he came up off the bus, and then I proceeded to beat the holy shit out of him in front of everybody, and he regretted every single last bit of that coming off the bus. But violence towards me. I'm usually like, I don't understand it. I'm like, I don't do anything to give anyone a reason to be violent towards me. So if anyone does, I just go, oh, they're stupid. These people are stupid. What am I going to beat up on a fucking slow kid? I'm not going to beat up on a special needs person. You're mad at me for no reason. You're mad at somebody you don't even know. But when people hurt people I love, I'm like, all right, well, you probably should have thought harder about that. And then I just got to whip off in somebody's ass. It's just got to be what it's got to be. Yeah, my biological father, who's gone now, but he was a legit psychopath. Like he got in a fight with a guy with braces, and he beat him in his mouth until his lips no longer existed. They just didn't exist anymore. He cut a guy's face off with a pocket knife at a bus stop. He was a legit psycho. I have that rage inside of me, but I don't like hurting people. So it only comes out when it's to protect people. Yeah. And I grew up in a very, very stupid environment full of dumbass idiots who are just straight up fucking hurting each other for fun. I was the cousin that everybody would run and get because they're like, my cousin will whip your ass. And then I'd have to go there and get jumped by people. That sucked, dude. But yeah, I never fit in that environment. I never liked it, but I grew up in it. It's just where I was. And I was bigger than the kids at the time. So I got a whole lot of that shit in early in life, and I just have no time for it. I used to carry around a firearm for the exact reason that's like, listen, I'll take an ass whooping if I earn one, but I hardly ever earn one. So if you think you're going to put somebody else's ass whooping on me, I'm going to put one on you. And I quit thinking like that too. I genuinely don't believe that you'll bring about. Yeah, I grew up in a trap house too. Well, yeah, it wasn't so much so that, more like my mom was a dancer and she had a bunch of bikers and, stuff like that. Oh shit. But this is the last thing I need is more ice cream. Look at my face. I've been trying not to look at myself this whole time. I'm like, bro, where did all this come from? I got pretty lucky, man. Well, like when I was a kid, I would have to fist fight my stepbrother for my stepdad's friends. Like he was a biker. He'd bring his biker friends over, and then me and his son Jesse would have to fist fight in the living room after dinner. And like there wasn't no, you don't get to, you got to. And whoever won, whatever. I don't know. I don't think we got anything. Fucking broken noses and stuff. But I don't know. Again, I don't see that version. I don't see that person as me. I think that's a big difference between me and a lot of people. I do not see what happened to me as me, because it's not. I'm only what exists in this moment. I'm not that thing. That's an experience that I remember, that I watched. It only exists as a memory. It only exists there. It doesn't exist here. My mom gets on me all the time. She'll show me pictures of myself as a kid. She goes, "That's you." And I was like, "That's not me." She's like, "Yeah, that is you." And I'm like, No, that was somebody. It wasn't me. It's not me now. So, yeah. A lot of us grew up in really fucked up, rough childhoods. And that's kind of, well, why else would you wake up? Could you imagine growing up to fucking parents who loved you a whole lot and like you just had this really nice life where you never had to face any of the hardships? Bro, you'd never wake up. You'd be asleep forever. Never even want to wake up. But whatever. Can only forge a good blade from the fire. Oh my goodness. 2 hours, 13 minutes. Yeah. That's dope though. My husband had the most cookie cutter family in childhood. That's cool though. Sounds kind of fun too. Pain and suffering makes a man if it doesn't break him. A lot of men break though, unfortunately. And I think that's what I would really like to do with my life, is show people that it doesn't have to break you. There's really nothing to break. My wife actually did not have a cookie cutter childhood at all. She had some stuff, but her ass is straight up just vibing. I'm the problem. I got all the baggage. She got none. She's just out here vibing, being a sweetheart. But she went through some shit too. She just she became enlightened without even knowing it. One day she just realized, yeah, fuck it. Tired of thinking about all this shit. I'm just gonna quit doing it. Well, anybody in the chat have any questions? I think I'm gonna take a break here soon. My hips, man. My bed is all fucked up. I got this like 4-inch she has 3 kids. So we have 3 kids. She's had them longer than me, but I'm here now. I've never had any kids. I've never really done anything to not have kids. I just never have, for whatever reason. Luck? I don't know if I'd call it luck anymore. It's luck in the sense that I'm not tied to any of the women I used to be with. But me and my current wife have talked about having another kid so I could have a child of my own. Which is such a shitty way to say it, but it is what it is. There's definitely something about it that I'll just never understand what it truly means. unless I have one. I didn't have a dad. Like, my dad was rarely around. And I remember the few memories I have with him early on. One time he came over to my house. I don't know how old I was. I was a teenager, 14 maybe, in that ballpark. And I had this BMX bike, and he was like, "Let me show you how to ride that thing." And he did he did a bunny hop, and then he tried to do a 180. And when he landed, he bent my tire over, and he was like, "Well, we gotta go." And then I went to give him a hug when he went to leave, and he was like, "All right, it's enough of that gay shit." Like, that's the dad that I had. I'd like to, I don't know, I guess having a child from an infant would allow me to get past some of the bullshit. Because I hear men talk to their children, even their boys, and like call them baby and stuff like that. They're so sweet to them. And I feel so awkward about doing that, obviously, because, well, her kids are teenagers. So it would be super weird for me to start doing that, but I would be interested to see. Also, there's something about like having children that is almost like literally furthering your own. I thought the other day, what if your consciousness comes back into your bloodline after you pass? What if you pass and then whoever has the next baby in your bloodline, here you come again? How crazy would that be? Which essentially would mean like when you don't have any children of your own, then you never return here. There's no means for you to return here. There's no parts of you here. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. That's my biggest regret in life, honestly. It's not having a child. But, oh well. My first wife was like, "Yeah, we'll have a kid." You know, she had her tubes tied. My wife does now. And my first wife was like, "Yeah, we're gonna have our own kid." I'm glad we didn't, but I held out for like 7 years thinking that might be true. Now I'm closing in on 40. So, getting there. Dude, just go out there and start busting nuts in trees and see what happens, Jay. You know? Or get you a little seed and just nut on it and see if it starts to sprout. And if it does, that's your DNA, dog. I've literally thought about shit like that, by the way. I thought about that the other day. Because I have a bunch of seeds. I got this bag. I got this bag of ganj. Apparently came through a fucking time machine. Because it's just got all... Dog, that wasn't even maybe... That might be in a bowl's worth. Just all the seeds. And I was like, what if I put it in the lid of a... I put it in a little water cap like this. And I spit in it. And I was like, will it start to grow like that? And if it does, what does that even mean? Like, what could that even do? What does that even mean? But I heard this thing one time that says, like, if you put the seed in your mouth, it somehow takes a bit of your DNA and, like, the plant will grow in some capacity to, like, work with your body. If I believe that, I don't know. But whatever you believe is what's true for you, so... Yeah. There you go, David. Yeah, nailed it. You know, I've been trying not to acknowledge my age too much. I just had my birthday the other day. And I really would like to get to, like, I don't celebrate my birthday now, but I'm not even going to utter a birthday after 40. I'm never even going to claim, like, I don't even like claiming age. You're as old as you feel. I believe that. I genuinely believe that. I believe that the secret to reality has been said to us so many times that it's not a secret. We're just too fucking stubborn to listen. You can do anything you put your mind to. You're only as old as you feel. It's just been said to us so many times. Now we're like, you know what? Yeah, but let me go the long way to figure that out. You know what I mean? Make sure to take it off. Oh, yeah. I don't really get on too much. But I'm sure my Facebook blew up. I didn't even look at it. I don't get on Facebook. Facebook is the worst place to get. Facebook is the worst social media platform because it's just the dumbest people. Oh, it's mind numbing. Now, here's the thing. Most of it's fake. It's not real people, I don't think. I think it's like bots and stuff. But, I'll get on Facebook for like 4 seconds and I'll see a picture that says, what's the most dangerous cult in the world? And I'm like, oh my God, here we go. Oh, fuck. Oh, I can't do it. I can't stand that stuff. That stuff is so awful. It does look like the end times. Yes, it does. And I don't even fuck with it. YouTube sometimes be messing with my emotions. But I'm like, come on, dog. What's XRP doing today? I try very hard to keep my mind in the right place, and Facebook does not allow it. Facebook instantly drives me back into this primal ape man who just wants to tell people they're dumb. It's terrible. I'm in Ohio. This hair's getting out of control. Yeah, the flat earth versus round earth thing. What's so frustrating about that is fucking the people arguing it are literally just like, I've got information from somebody else. You've got information from somebody else. Why don't let's argue instead of them. Intellectual cuck is a term that I like to say I coined. Men who show up to an argument armed with other people's information. It's like, why are you even here? Why are we having this discussion? I asked my brother-in-law the other day, I said, what shape is the earth? He's like, it's round. I'm like, cool. He's like, you ain't gonna tell me it's flat, are you? I was like, I ain't gonna tell you none of that. I just want to know how you know. He's like, well, we know. I'm like, who's we? What's this we shit about? Well, you can do the math. Yeah, what is the math? Well, I don't know. Oh, okay. So the reality is, when I asked you what shape the earth is, you should have said nothing. You should have said, I don't know. That's the most frustrating thing about conversations like that. People want to pull this sense of like intelligence from other people. Like, you just memorized some shit that you were told. And then you repeated it as if it was your understand. Like, you came to that conclusion. Like, I'm somewhat, I have a hard time sometimes when I talk to people because my conclusion is my conclusion. It's not, I didn't get there because of that book or that book or that book. None of those things. This is what I think. Not what other men think that I agree with, but what I believe myself. It is my truth. I came to it myself, and I am very, I wouldn't say I'm protective of it anymore. Now I realize everybody's truth is their own truth, and that's fine. But I couldn't imagine like arguing for something that I didn't consciously concoct myself. It's weird. Intellectual cuck. It's like showing up to an orgy with another man's penis. What would you do that for? You're like, I'm here to party. And it's like, whose dick is that? What is that? That ain't even your dick. It's brown. Wait, is it brown or is it covered in poop? Gross. I think the puzzle pieces thing is pretty good. It's like little pieces that they seem abstract, like they don't fit together until you realize it, and then they do. That happened for me too. I started looking back through time and I was like, oh, son of a bitch. Like, it's almost like it's clues to you, from you. You start seeing it like you left it here for yourself. Dick Brown, King of Funk. I made a reference to the ball of funk from the old Greg YouTube clips yesterday. It's a ball of funk. That shit's funny. Oh. Yeah, I'm taking a break, everybody. I might get back on later. I might not. I don't know. I think 2.5 hours has been a good time. I'm like, this music's gonna put me to sleep here in a bit. It's been real. Thanks everybody for jumping in. I definitely want to get some podcasting done. So thanks, Jay. Babe, it's been a good fucking conversating with everybody. You guys are awesome. You guys did the real work here, keeping my mind off of just, trying to wander off into silence again. You guys have a wonderful day. Message me. Oh, look at this. Listen, King Tut was my nickname as a kid because of my last name, which I don't think anybody knows. King Tut was my first nickname. Tater Tot was my second. So, yeah, thank you guys. Message, if you want to be on the podcast, message me. I don't give a damn who you are. You don't have to be special. Nobody is anyways. Just if you can somehow get some video of you to me somehow, we'll figure it out. Something. Tater Tut. Yeah, fuck. If you can join somehow, if you've got the equipment somehow, we can do it. We'll throw it down. I actually would really enjoy that because I have a hard time. I usually just go talk to AI, but I run out of shit to say myself. So love you guys. Have a great day. Message me. I'll see you guys next time. It's been dope. I have no idea how to stop this thing. Oh, here we go.